My name is Chrissy Lofgren, and I'm an academic advisor at California State University, Monterey Bay. And my educational level is I have a master's degree, and that would be it as far as the training. Training has mostly been on the job. If I had to outline what my exact job is, it's basically helping guide students through their pathways and helping them graduate, showing them the tools that they need in order to graduate. But we do everything from course scheduling to crisis intervention to grad school questions, career questions. There's a variety of things that we do on this job. So I actually worked at FedEx for a lot of years, and I was a courier, and I blew out my shoulder. So this is a good lesson for anybody who doesn't think education is important. When you work at FedEx, you don't need a degree. Yes, you make great money, but when you blow out your shoulder, what are you gonna do? But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school and start taking some classes. So I went back to Hartnell, which I was deathly afraid of, and I took some classes because honestly I never thought I was smart enough, because I was only in school to be social and play sports, and I was not a good student. And the first time I went to college, I was out on academic probation. What? Yeah. So I started going back to school, and it was so strange because all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I can do this. Like, I am smart enough, because I had internalized that I was not smart enough to do this. And I started like getting good grades, and it just took off. And from there, I thought I was done at Hartnell, and at that time, I was doing foster care. I was a foster parent, and my social worker actually encouraged me to apply at Cal State Monterey Bay. So when I first came to CSUMB, I believe I was a CHHS major, because that's what my social worker was. And one of the classes, we did not have academic advisors here back in the old days at CSUMB. So I just randomly chose classes, had no clue what I was doing. And I said, you know what, psychology is always of interest, so I added Psych 100. It was my very first class, my very first day back in like 2007, and in walks Catherine England-Ates. And I was like, this is it, I have found what I need to do. And everything she was saying, I was like, I totally get it, plus she was throwing chocolate at us. And I switched my major to psych. That's really how it happened. So again, for me, I'm kind of a different story. I actually did my graduate coursework at Kansas State University. I am not an online person, but because Kansas State University is a legitimate school, it wasn't a fly-by-night school, I said I'll try. A lot of the classes we did Zoom text or Google Hangout, and so you were with your classmates doing classes. For me, that was hard because I am very much a hands-on, kinesthetic, visual learner, but I adapted, and it worked out for me because I was working this job, and I was working 50, 60 hours a week. It's hard to juggle, to balance the two. But I adapted, and I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I did.
Mentor?
Mentor. I had several. But the first one that comes to mind is Catherine England-Ates, because again, she took me under her wing. She kind of helped guide me through our very strange 5-page IOP that we had at the time. And I ended up doing work with Catherine. I did research with Catherine at the Kinship Center, and I did my service learning with Catherine. I was helping her work on curriculum for the Kinship Center. So I think had it not been for Catherine, and honestly had it not been for Dr. Jennifer Dyer Seymour, I would not be where I'm at today. Super important. I think it was so important for me, again, first generation, non-traditional, because I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I think that's one reason why my job is so important to me today, and why I'm so passionate about my job, because if I can be that person for somebody and help guide them and give them the resources they need, whether it's me or it's a professor, I think it's really important to have that one person that you know you can go to and you're going to get the right answer and they're going to lead you in the right direction. You know, a lot of it is interest, area of interest. So, I mean, if you're interested in clinical psych, you've got lots of options now. If you're interested in developmental psych, you have lots of options now. I would say personality is huge too, because you want to make sure that you mesh with that person. But area of interest is definitely something that is important. And whether or not it's even a professor in psychology, because I have students that have mentors in kinesiology, they have mentors in human communication in different areas, and I also have students that have mentors in the community outside of campus. So I think it really is important. It's that your interests align and that you can learn something from them. and that they're going to help you in some way too. So for me, educational counseling was never on my radar. Again, I fell into it. And so I basically have the same degree that you all have because it is psychology. And really, that's what you need. I would say that for my graduate program, 90% of all the classes I took were developmental psychology. Thank you, Dr. Dyer Seymour, my hardest class. And research methods, Dr. Sinha, thank you very much. I think those were the ones that really helped me because I had those in upper division or in graduate level. I had educational research, which was the death of me. But all of my classes I was taking in graduate school, I was going, I learned this in psych. I learned this in my psych. I had this in psychopathology. I had this in Psych 305. So I think that basically the degree that I had, psychology, really helped me with my field of educational counseling. So it really depends on the field that you're going into and the masters that you're looking into that you really got to pay attention to prereqs and for certain programs. What are some tips I would have liked to have known? That's a hard one. Because again, I fell into this job. Dr. Dyer Seymour had started a peer mentoring group, or she was trying to, because we didn't have an advisor in psychology. And I was in Psych 300, and she said, does anybody want to do it? And I was like, oh, I do. And then when I graduated, I was like, I'm just going to graduate, I'm getting my degree. And she says, oh no, you need to march yourself on over to the advising office and see if they'll do an internship for you, let you be a paraprofessional. And I was like, oh my God, what does that mean? Like, I had no clue. So I guess I would have tried to get more experience, like being an EOP peer mentor or an SSS peer mentor or something like that. I think that really helps. That would have really helped me. But because I was kind of doing it anyways, it was good. But again, had it not been for probably Dr. Dyer Seymour, I might not be here today. Do your homework. Make sure that you check out the graduate school. Make sure that, if one advice I would give you is get your PPS, your Pupil Personnel Services credential. Make sure that the master's program has that, because I think it makes you more marketable. I don't have one, but I don't have any desire to work with elementary, middle school, and high school students, and that's what you need to work in that field. And I really do think that it makes you more marketable. Because it opens up more doors of opportunity, you know, because maybe you might want to work with elementary school kids or high school kids. But I think that's definitely one thing. And make sure that you're in the right program. That's seriously, because students sometimes panic and they're like, I gotta apply for grad school, I gotta apply for grad school. But sometimes it is better to take time off, get real life experience, and then find the right program. If there's one piece of advice I could give any of you right now, it is make sure you're passionate about what you do. Because if you are passionate about your job, and if you are passionate about what you do, and you love what you do, nothing else matters.